You're about to spend $50,000 on an app that could probably cost you $5,000 to build. Or worse, you're going to spend $5,000 building an app that's later going to cost you $50,000 to fix later down the line. How do you know which is the right path for you to undertake? Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about the difference between vibe coding and full code app development. There are now two completely different ways in order to build your app in 2026, and the gap between them is massive actually. The first option that we have is vibe coding. So this is where we can utilize tools such as Base44, Bolt, and Lovable, where in these tools you describe the app ID that you want, the AI writes the code, and it's likely yourself or a developer will end up deploying the entire app. The total time duration for this can range between hours to weeks, and the cost for this can be for free to around about $500 to $1,000 plus, depending on how complex the AI tool that you're using. The second option is custom app, is full-on custom development. So this is where you hire real developers to build everything from scratch. The architect, the database, they write every single line of code from scratch. With AI, of course, especially in 2026. They handle all the security and the scaling and everything. And the time duration for this can be ranged between 3 to 6 months plus, and the cost can be ranged between $10,000 plus to $50,000 plus, depending on how complex your app is. So this is how Uber and Airbnb was built from the ground up, with real engineering and real investment. Which one do you actually need? Custom app development or vibe coding? Because most founders unfortunately get this wrong, and it actually ends up costing them a lot more in the long run if you think about this in this situation. So if you're deciding between vibe coding and full-scale custom app development, you need to ask yourself these three questions. The first question is, have you actually made $1 of revenue yet for your app idea? If not, stick with vibe coding because you're currently in validation mode at the moment. You need to test something fast if people actually want it or not, and if people are actually going to pay for it. Don't build a Ferrari while you're still figuring out if people actually want the car. If that analogy makes sense. The second question, is your app truly unique? Or is it existing features combined in a new way, or you're improving upon something? Because in reality, and to be honest, most apps these days are the latter. For example, an Uber app, it just involves bookings, payments, notifications, and maps and tracking and all that. That's been done already. AI can handle that. But if you're building a proprietary app with complex algorithms and complex real-time features, or generally new technology involving Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or custom hardware development, that's going to need custom development, I'm afraid. And the third question is, how many users do you expect your app to have in the first year? If it's under 1,000 users, probably vibe coding will be fine in that scenario. But if you're planning for more than 10,000 users at a time in the first year, you're going to need custom app development for performance. Because the key thing here is to start with vibe coding to validate your idea and rebuild your app from the ground up when you have more than 10,000 users running at the same time. Don't solve problems that you don't have as yet. Here's what the smartest app founders are doing in 2026. If they're building their app idea from the ground up, the first thing that they're likely doing is that they're using AI tools including Base44, Bolt, and Lovable to create their app idea and to test it out on the market to gather feedback. Once they've gathered the feedback and they've got the feedback where the users are actually going to pay for their app idea, then they start to evolve and maybe go into custom app development if the app gets bigger and bigger, and if it likely involves custom app development in order to own everything in their app build. If their idea is not validated, then they've saved them a whole bunch of time and money by not hiring out a custom app development team to build out their entire app. This is the most important thing that you can do. Validating your app idea first. And I've actually got a video about this I've actually got a couple of videos of this on my channel talking about this, which I'll put the thumbnails over here that you guys can watch. Here's the bottom line. Don't spend over $10,000 building something that nobody wants, because that is the entrepreneurs and founders' worst nightmare, and I don't want you to end up going down that path. But also, don't cheap out on the foundation when you've got a perfect product market fit where you've hit the bullseye on the market. Start fast and cheap, validate your app idea first with paying users, and invest where it matters the most. The mistake isn't choosing whether to utilize vibe coding or custom app development. It's not knowing which one you need right now. Now, if you guys need any help in regards to making the decision for your app idea, or you need help bringing your app idea to life from the ground up, I can help you out with that. What I would invite you to do is to click on the link below to book in a free call with me to discuss how I could personally help you bring your app idea to life. So if this video has helped you out a lot, don't forget to smash the like button down below, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And thank you, and have a great day.